Investigators are trying to figure out what happened to 6 people whose bodies were found in the Mojave Desert in California.
Hey guys, welcome to Crime Fiend TV. I'm your host, Vonnie G. If you're new to the channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're returning, I greatly appreciate your support. We're going to jump right into it. As you can tell, we're going to be discussing the 6 men found deceased in the Mojave Desert. On January 23rd, 2024, I'm pretty sure that both group of men woke up like any other ordinary day, just thinking that they were going to conduct their line of business and make it back home to their families like any other time they've conducted business. But that didn't happen. One group of men did not make it home to their families. God rest their souls. On January 23rd, 2024 at 8:15 p.m., 911 received a call from a man that spoke Spanish. He was asking for a wellness check and that he was shot. The phone went dead. They couldn't get him back on the line. Law enforcement tracked the phone. They pinged it. They got GPS coordinates. And with the help of the California Highway Patrol, utilizing their helicopter, they went to those coordinates and they were able to find the location of the said victim. But what they found was way more than what they had in mind you, because it was only one person that called 911. So to their acknowledgement, they're just trying to find a lone person. And when they got there, that's not what was there. The Victor Valley Police arrived on scene at 8:40 p.m. So that was just a 25-minute window. So I think they did pretty good responding to the call. The 911 call came in exactly at 8:15 p.m. and they got on that scene at 8:40 p.m. They like right when they pulled up, because you gotta think about it. It's a desert, so it's like pitch black. You feel me? And just because you have flashlights and stuff, don't mean there's gonna light up all around you when you got pitch black. It just goes so far in front of you, and then it fades out, So right there in immediate view, they could see 4 victims. They were piled up together with apparent gunshot wounds and what looked to be burn marks, that let them know that they were set on fire. Whoever committed this crime was trying to, tamper with evidence, if you will, Further investigation led them to find a man inside of the blue Chevrolet Trailblazer. So that night on scene, they discovered 5 victims. When the sun rose in the morning time, they found a 6th victim a few hundred feet away. And that man was believed to be the 911 caller. They have identified 4 of the 6 victims. Their names are Valdemar Mondragon Alvaran, 34, from Adelanto; Franklin Noel Bonilla, 22, from Hesperia; and Kevin Derel Bonilla, 25, from Hesperia. And the 4th man, his age is 45 years old. They did not release his name because they had not notified the next of kin. Victims 5 and 6, they have not been able to identify them, which in my own opinion leads me to believe that maybe they were burned up very badly. The man found in the morning time a couple hundred feet away that they believe to be the 911 caller is Franklin Noel Bonilla. So we know that he is not one of the burn victims. Okay? I also want to point out some things upon my investigation, my research on this case, that my own opinion, believe that those 5 men with Franklin and the 4 men in the burn pile were shot behind the blue Chevy Trailblazer. And the reason why I say this is because I enhanced the picture for you guys, is that there is a red puddle of substance right there behind the Chevy Trailblazer. You see it. We all know what it is. If you can see there is drag marks that are coming from that location over to where the men are at. They were piled up. And what I'm thinking is that when they put those men right there and they shot them, Franklin took off running the other way. But it was so pitch black, what they're going to do? Go chase him? No, they knew that they more than likely probably fatally wounded him and that he was just going to pass away anyways, But they did not expect for Franklin to muster up the last of his energy to call 911 to get him and his other 5 friends help. So kudos to Franklin. He was able to do that because if they already tried to set 4 of the bodies on fire, they damaged those bodies pretty bad. Just imagine if Franklin would not have been able to call 911, how long it would have took them to find these men, these 6 men, In the desert, it's hot. There's no trees to block the sun, so it's super, super hot. And in the nighttime, it's super, super cold. So the decomposition, by the time they would have found them bodies, probably would have been brutal, So, praise God to Franklin that he was able to muster up the last of his energy to get them some help out there. Even though, it was too late, at least their families are able to have them in a decent state, There was 2 vehicles out there. There was a grayish silver Dodge Caravan and then the blue Chevy Blazer where the 5th victim was found. And that was riddled with bullets. Damn near every window has bullet holes in it, On one of the aerial views, you can see where there is the pile of bodies, and you can see where there's another, to me it seems like another body in front of the caravan, but I'm not sure because in the official news, what is it called? The news, where they met at and the sheriffs were discussing the evidence that they did have to the news people. They said that 1 man was found inside of the Chevy Trailblazer. 4 men were found outside, piled up together with apparent gunshot wounds and looked to be set on fire. And another male was found a few hundred feet away. So that's 6. So I'm not sure. You can make your own calculations, your own assumptions. But, that's what I did, So, investigating, they took a day and a half to investigate the crime scene, and with the evidence from the cell phones, and there was civilians from the surrounding community coming forward to give leads to these detectives and stuff. They were able to apprehend 5 suspects. When they went and served these warrants, they made arrests in 3 different counties. The Apple Valley, Adelanto, and Los Angeles. On January 28th of 2024, that's when they made the arrests. Upon making these arrests, they were able to apprehend 8 guns. I don't know if, from what house or what warrant was being served, and this gun was found here, these guns were found here, but just when they went and arrested those 5 men, they went to 3 different counties to arrest those 5 men, and in the process of arresting those 5 men, they confiscated 8 guns. So that they're going to be doing ballistic testing on them guns to see if those guns are the murder weapon or weapons. And even though they arrest people for the cases that they are working, does not mean that the case is closed right then and there. No. And especially at something at this magnitude, to me it's a mass shooting, even though it's all at one time. I believe that's what a mass shooting is, right? So they got to make sure that they cross their T's and dot their I's and that they have the right people in custody, before they even get to trial. So there's always evidence that's being found afterwards. So I'm pretty sure that's what's going to go on, because they need to make sure that maybe we got the murder weapon, that's something that ties them legitly, you know. But I am going to keep up with the case, and I am going to keep you guys posted with the case. All men were booked, and all of them have no bonds as of right now. The prosecutor wanted to look more into the case to see, you know, because this is pretty bad. You know, on one of the locations that they went to serve a warrant, they were saying and describing it as a compound-like setup, and its location was close to a field that was being fixed up for a marijuana grow, but it wasn't active just yet. They probably, you know, they were in the process of setting it up. You know, and so if you don't know what a marijuana grow looks like, you know, they could have had the hose dug in. They could have PVC pipe running across, you know, because that's how they make makeshift sprinklers, you know, to keep the plants watered and this and that and third. And officers do believe that this was a planned meetup to distribute and purchase illicit marijuana. The 5 men that were arrested, they have identified them, and they are Doniel Baez Duerte, 34 years old, from Apple Valley; Mateo Baez Duerte, 24 years old, from Apple Valley; Jose Nicolas Hernandez Cerevia, 33, from Adelanto; Jose Gregorio Hernandez Cerevia, 34 years old, from Adelanto; and a Jose Manuel Vargas Parra, 26 years old, from Adelanto, Califas, California. They were already all seen by a magistrate. They were given no bonds until further notice, right? Like, they probably might ask for bonds later on. I don't know how the law is in California, but they were given a no bond. And that's basically where we're at. We'll keep updated with the case and see what else happens. Let's see if they release the fourth man's name and are able to identify the other two victims, 5 and 6, that they haven't been able to identify so far. Let's just keep those families in our prayers, because it doesn't matter what anybody's doing in life. If they are hustling out there on the streets or whatever, it's like, bruh, it's not really that serious for you to be taking each other's lives over some dope. You feel me? Because when one person leaves, 10 more come in their place, you know? So, yeah. So that's going to be it for today. We're going to stop right here, and I'm going to end the video with the very interesting clip from the sheriff's office about, you know, what he thinks and their take. So please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It costs nothing. Everything I'm doing is just positive to be better for my children. So please, 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 please continue to come back to the channel. I promise you I'm going to get better and better over time. And I want to be able to expand and do way more things to be more interactive with my subscribers, people that do like my content. So that'll be it for today. And do not change the channel yet. Listen to what this sheriff has to say.
You know, why we're here and why are we talking about illicit marijuana? And as you said, this is legal in the state of California. The reality is Proposition 64 in the fine print took illicit marijuana and moved it from a felony to a misdemeanor. And the reality of this is by allowing that, we've unleashed a plague in this California, and the plague is the black market of marijuana and certainly cartel activity and a number of victims that are out there. And it's certainly my hope. I'm seeing a number of legislators change Prop 47 and some things we're concerned about. I hope they take the same view of Prop 64 and change this so they give law enforcement a fighting chance to put some teeth into this law and to take back and prevent a number of these homicides and other things that we see occurring.